My girlfriend cheated with her ex while living off my money, so I vanished without a word, took back everything, and left her life in ruins. The first time I caught her lying was over something small, some textbook she needed for school that magically doubled in price overnight. She said it was for a communications class project. She cried about it like she just lost a parent. I bought the book. She smiled, wiped her tears, and told me I was the best. That was year 1. By year 3, I was paying for more than textbooks. Rent, utilities, phone bills, her car, nights out with her. Study group. I was working 80 hours a week selling spinal implants and trauma plates to trauma surgeons who barely looked at me. I was making money, sure, good money. But I was burning the candle at both ends. And she knew it. I'm not the type to make excuses for myself. I chose to step up. She chose to step over me. Where it all broke. I was in Eeyore when the first domino fell. Some young ortho resident was fumbling around with a new piece of equipment I'd just trained him on. My phone was buzzing in my scrub's pocket. My gut said don't check it. But I did. Sarah, my girlfriend of 3 years, had texted. Going to study group, see you later tonight. Fine. That's what she always said. But 5 minutes later, I got another text. Not from her. From a buddy I used to play pickup basketball with. Dude, is this your girl? Attached was a photo. Sarah. In a booth at some dive bar. Wrapped around some guy's shoulders like he was the second coming of Brad Pitt. My buddy didn't know the guy, but he knew my girl. He said, didn't want to start drama, but thought you should see. I didn't respond. Just stood there in that sterile field in front of me, sterile drapes, a patient's tibia being reamed out for a nail. My world flipped. My stomach went cold. My ears buzzed like a low-grade tinnitus. But here's the thing, I didn't panic. I didn't rage. I didn't shout. I let that cold, calm part of my brain take over, the part of me that closes 6-figure contracts with surgeons who think they're gods. That part said, you're done. Connecting the dots. Over the next few days, I played it like a pro. She didn't suspect a thing. I was out the door by 4 a.m. for cases, back by 8 p.m. when she was already in bed claiming she was exhausted from studying. She'd left her laptop out one night. I don't usually snoop. But this time? I had to know. Emails. DMs, chat logs. All from her ex, the same guy she told me she had a restraining order against because he used to get rough. Turns out they were getting rough in bed at my expense. She was playing me for rent money while giving him the perks. I scrolled through pictures of them at beach hotels I'd paid for. My credit card statements confirmed it. I started making a spreadsheet, line by line, every dinner, every bottle of overpriced wine, every spa day she said was self-care. I stopped counting at $40,000. It didn't matter anymore. Playing it cool. She kept playing the good girlfriend act. Making me coffee in the mornings, telling me how proud she was of how hard I worked. The whole time, she was still meeting him. I started documenting everything. I called my bank, put alerts on every account. I called a lawyer buddy who'd helped a buddy in a divorce. He told me what to do. 1. Document everything. 2. Don't confront until you have an exit plan. 3. Don't let her turn it around on you. Good advice. The setup. 2 weeks later she had a girls' weekend. Claimed she was going to a cabin in the mountains to decompress. I knew she was with him. My phone was blowing up with location alerts. She'd borrowed my card for gas. The charges? Dinner for 2 at some steakhouse, a hotel suite downtown. I spent that weekend moving my money out of joint accounts. I canceled her as an authorized user on my credit cards. I changed every password, bank, phone plan, everything. I set up new accounts in my name only. My lawyer friend drafted a notice of eviction for her stuff. My name was on the lease, hers wasn't. All above board, no drama, no shouting. The break. When she got back Sunday night, she found the locks changed. She texted, "Why won't my key work?" I didn't respond. she called. I let it ring. Then she started sending those long, desperate texts. Please, can we talk? I'm sorry, I was confused. I didn't respond. I wasn't going to explain myself. She didn't deserve it. I sent her a single email. Short, factual. I know everything. Your belongings are boxed and in storage. Contact the storage unit directly. We're done. I blocked her everywhere. I didn't need to hear her tears. They were cheap currency. She'd spent them all. The fallout. She tried every angle. First, the guilt trip. I was just confused. I didn't mean for it to happen. Then, the blame game. If you weren't working so much, maybe I wouldn't have needed someone else. Finally, the threats. I'll tell everyone you're abusive. I didn't bite. I let her words hang in the air and die on their own. I didn't give them oxygen. The realization. I started seeing the pattern clearly. Asterisk, she'd wait until payday, then cry poor. Asterisk, she'd push for bigger expenses, telling me it was an investment in our future. Asterisk, every time I said no, she'd flip it, make me the bad guy. Asterisk, if I pushed back, she'd turn on the waterworks. Classic playbook. I realized it wasn't about love. It wasn't even about money. It was about control. About seeing how far she could push before I broke. No more breaking. So I stopped breaking. I didn't let her in again. Didn't let her guilt me for working hard. Didn't let her shame me for wanting to build a life with someone real. I stopped worrying about what her friends thought, what she might say to them. Let them talk. I knew the truth. That was enough. The aftermath. Word got around. She started telling people I was a monster who'd abandoned her. But she slipped up. Some of those friends had seen the photos, the texts, the credit card charges. They stopped returning her calls. She tried to play the victim, but people saw through it. You can only fake it for so long before the mask slips. Meanwhile, I threw myself into work. My territory numbers went through the roof. Funny how much energy you have when you're not carrying someone else's dead weight. Male friends checking in? My buddies didn't ask for the gory details. They're men, they knew the score. One of them said it best. Man, you're better off. She was using you. You handled it like a pro. Another guy at work, divorced himself, told me. Next time? Keep the finances separate until she's earned it. Solid advice. Moving on. A year later, I was in a much better place. Promotions, more money, but more importantly, peace. I wasn't buying someone else's lies anymore. I met someone new. Not right away, but eventually. She had her own career, paid her own way. Didn't care about my money, only asked about how my day went. She didn't make me feel like I had to earn the right to be respected. Funny how different it feels when it's real. What she faced. Sarah? She ended up back at her parents' house in the suburbs. Last I heard, she was working part-time, trying to pay off some of the credit card debt she ran up in my name. Her ex? He flamed out. Apparently, he'd been telling her he had money lined up too. He didn't. Two grifters playing each other. Poetic, really. What I learned. I'm not bitter. I'm better. I learn. Asterisk, if someone wants you for your wallet, they'll never respect you. Asterisk, if they start taking more than they give, you owe them nothing. Asterisk, if you're paying the bills and getting lies in return, cut your losses. Asterisk, you don't need to explain your boundaries. Just hold them. Asterisk, you can walk away with your dignity, and sometimes, that's the only revenge you need. Closing the chapter. I didn't want to become some cynical guy who trusts no one. But I learned to trust my gut. To watch for the patterns. To pay attention when someone's words don't match their actions. Because at the end of the day, money comes and goes. Self-respect? That's permanent. And I'd rather be alone and respected than partnered and played. When the masks fall off. I didn't leave a note. Didn't send her a message. Didn't even bother with a goodbye. Just vanished. I wanted her to feel it, what it's like to lose the comfort she thought was permanent. The morning after I locked her out of my life, I woke up early. No alarm, no buzzing phone. My body was tense, but my head felt clearer than it had in months. It's strange how silence can be the loudest relief when you're used to chaos. First thing I did? Made coffee. Black, no sugar. Sat at my kitchen table, my kitchen now, without her clutter, sipped it slow. Let myself breathe. I spent the rest of that day doing something I hadn't done in years, nothing. No surgeries to shadow, no dinner meetings. No fake smiles for someone who was already checked out. Taking back control. I'd already moved all my money out of our shared accounts. Opened new ones in my name only. Financial security, locked down. Next step? The apartment. I called the landlord that afternoon. He'd been decent about the whole thing, even offered to let me extend my lease solo if I wanted. I said no. Too many memories tied to this place. Her perfume in the hallway, the echo of her laughter when she was feeling sweet. I found a smaller place across town. A studio, not fancy, but clean. A fresh start. Moving in didn't take long. I'd already separated what was mine from what was hers. Her crap stayed boxed up in a storage unit she'd have to beg for access to. The rest? My tools, my clothes, my sanity, those came with me. Funny how light your life feels when you cut the dead weight. The fallout. She didn't take it well. That first night, my phone buzzed over 100 times. I turned it off and let her words go to voicemail, angry, then desperate, then sad. I didn't need to hear it. I'd heard enough. By day 3, she realized I wasn't coming back. She started showing up where she knew I might be, hospital cafes, parking garages near the ore. She'd wait by my car like some lovesick kid, eyes red, mascara streaked. "Please, Mike, let's talk," she'd beg. I'd keep walking. Didn't even make eye contact. Because here's the truth, once respect is gone, there's nothing left to talk about. Life without her. Those first weeks alone were weird. Like I'd been living in someone else's skin for 3 years and finally shed it. I worked more, sure. Took every case I could. Worked those 12-hour days without stopping to answer her texts. My numbers went up. My commissions hit record highs. I finally felt like I was working for something real, myself. Nights were different, too. No more tiptoeing around her moods. No more pretending everything was okay when I knew it wasn't. I'd come home, crack open a beer, and watch the game without her side-eyeing me for not paying attention to her drama. Talking to the guys. My buddies noticed the difference. "Man, you look lighter," one of them said over drinks one night. I told him the short version. She cheated, I left. He raised his glass. "Better alone than stuck with a parasite." Damn straight. They didn't need the details. They'd seen it coming long before I had. My best friend told me he'd always thought she was too focused on what I could do for her. He didn't say, "I told you so." He didn't have to. Seeing it all clearly. Funny how it takes distance to see the truth. All those late nights she spent studying. All those last-minute emergencies. How they always lined up with my paychecks. All the ways she'd twist things when I said no, turning it around so I felt guilty for not providing enough. I used to think it was my job to fix everything. To be the provider. The man. That's what they teach you, right? But there's a line between providing and being played. I started setting boundaries everywhere in my life. Work, friends, even family. If someone wasn't respecting my time or my effort, I cut them out. No more apologies. No more second chances. The money she took. She'd racked up over $40,000 in debt on my cards, hotel rooms, luxury dinners, gifts she told me were for networking with professors. I had every receipt. Every charge. I took them to my lawyer. He filed a formal demand for repayment. No threats, no drama. Just facts. She tried to claim I'd given her those gifts. My lawyer shut her down fast. "She can tell her sob story to the judge," he said. "But the paper trail doesn't lie." Her social circle crumbles. Word got around. The mutual friends who'd always believed her lies started drifting away. She'd leaned on them when she needed someone to vent to. Now they saw the real story. One of them called me. "Mike, she's been telling people you abandoned her." I laughed. "Let them believe what they want. I know what happened." Because that's the thing, truth doesn't need defending. It just stands there, steady as bedrock. When she tried to win me back. A month later, she showed up at my new place. I hadn't given her the address, but she always had a way of finding things out. She stood there on my stoop, hair perfect, lips trembling. "Mike, can't we just start over?" I leaned against the doorframe. Looked her dead in the eye. "Start over? With what? I'm not your wallet anymore." She started to cry, but the tears didn't move me. "Please, Mike, I miss you." I shook my head. "No, you miss what I could do for you. There's a difference." How she fell. Last I heard, she was back at her parents' place. Working some dead-end retail job. Couldn't afford tuition without me footing the bill. Her study group dropped her like she was radioactive. Turns out, nobody likes a leech once the host is gone. "Chris?" He bounced. Rumor is he left town with another girl who didn't know the whole story. Figures. What I got back. Me? I got my life back. My money, my dignity. I bought a new car. Nothing fancy, but paid for in cash. No more shared rides or guilt trips about who pays for gas. I took a solo vacation. First time in years I'd done something just for me. Drove up the coast, slept in motels, ate whatever the hell I wanted. It felt good. Clean. I even started dating again, but slow. Careful. No more women who see my job as a golden ticket. Learning the hard way. You want to know what this whole mess taught me? Asterisk if you feel like you're always giving and never getting, you're being drained. Asterisk if someone's love depends on your bank balance, it's not love, it's a transaction. Asterisk if you're too tired to see the red flags, you need to rest before you're robbed blind. No more apologies. I'm not sorry for leaving her behind. I'm not sorry for not giving her a second chance. I'm not even sorry for the money she stole, because it bought me the lesson I needed: respect yourself first. A man who respects himself doesn't let anyone treat him like an ATM. Doesn't let anyone make him feel like he has to buy love. I'm done with that. Peace, the real reward. These days, my biggest luxury is peace. I wake up early because I want to, not because I'm worried she's out spending my money. I go to bed at night without checking my phone for another emergency. I work hard, because I like the work, not because I'm chasing someone else's idea of luxury. Where she stands now. Sarah tried to rebuild her image, of course. She started posting those motivational quotes. New beginnings, lessons learned. But people see through it. Once you've shown everyone who you really are, it's hard to play innocent. She lost friends, credibility, even her family's trust. She built her world on my wallet and her lies. And when I took the money away, the whole thing crumbled. The final word. Sometimes, you think someone's your partner because they say the right things. But words are cheap. Watch how they act when you're not there to fund the show. Sarah thought I'd always be there, always working, always paying, always too tired to notice. She was wrong. I noticed. I acted. I walked. Epilogue, life goes on. It's been almost a year since I shut that door for good. The job's still crazy, surgeons still act like they're God's gift to medicine, my phone still rings at 3 a.m. for urgent cases. But I'm good with that. Because when I come home, it's mine. No lies, no games, no freeloaders. Just me, my work, and the quiet I earned. I'm not some hero. Just a man who learned where the line is. And I'll never let anyone cross it again.